Since David's trunk popped, the street's been trying to figure the case out amidst the denial.
He didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro.
But a new CCTV footage just leaked and flipped the script. David might be going away for a long time, and I've got all the deets. Let's get into it. Digital breadcrumbs. When Celeste's body got discovered in David's Tesla, the whole internet froze up. Shock hit first, but then folks started doing what the internet always does, digging. The streets of Discord, old live stream archives, group chats, and even leaked pics started floating around, and it looked like a trail of digital breadcrumbs that pointed to something way darker. A secret link between the 20-year-old artist and this 15-year-old girl. And this wasn't just some random fan theories or Twitter threads blowing smoke. Nah, a lot of the stuff was receipts, Discord logs, old clips, leaked flicks showing Celeste with a dude looking way too much like David. Piece by piece, the puzzle started looking less like gossip and more like straight up evidence. Celeste's tie to David first popped up through Discord screenshots dated all the way back to 2021-2022, when Shorty was barely 11 or 12. One screenshot that went viral showed Celeste telling David her parents wasn't letting her slide to his show. His reply, straight unsettling in hindsight.
Screenshots have surfaced that allegedly show a Discord exchange between the two. In it, Celeste tells David that her parents won't allow her to go to one of his shows. His response, "I'll fix that." Yeah, I'll fix that.
To the online investigators, that ain't sound like no casual don't worry. It sounded like dude was dead serious about forcing himself into her world no matter what. Other Discord logs showed flirty convos, private photo swaps, and even fans on that same server saying they knew about a girlfriend named Celeste as early as 2024. One post from August 2024 had the internet going crazy. Drop the one with the missing girl Celeste. Out of context, maybe it don't sound like much, but to folks connecting the dots, that was confirmation. Not only did David know her, but his own fans might have been hip to her disappearance before the news even broke. After Celeste's ID got confirmed, things got even messier. Pics allegedly leaked from David's iCloud started popping up online. They showed him with a girl that looked a lot like Celeste, sometimes chilling, sometimes in situations way too intimate for a teenager. Nobody can 100% verify if they real, but the sheer amount of them was enough for Reddit detectives to lock in on the idea that this wasn't just rumors. This was a real life thing. On our hip hop heads, somebody dropped this on September 8, 2025, the same day they tied Celeste's remains to David's car. A close friend's little sister from the LE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. LAPD sweeped, "I'm terrified that's who's in the car." Back then, folks brushed it off like internet cap, but days later, that comment felt like somebody had been screaming the truth before it even hit the mainstream. Then came the live streams, some of the most damning stuff to surface. In one old archived broadcast, dude allegedly joked about romantic homicide while clearly referencing someone younger than him. Another clip had him dodging a fan question about the girl from Lake Elsinore. Cryptic, but knowing what we know now, way too specific. Teachers and classmates later backed this up, saying Celeste had bragged about a rapper from LA who would scoop her up. One teacher remembered it clear.
How long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year. May of 2024.
And when police later confirmed his Tesla was seen picking her up before, that was it. Those live stream breadcrumbs lined up too clean with real world moves. But the creepiest part, the music. In late 2023, an unreleased demo surfaced called Celeste. The bars in it weren't just love song vibes. They sounded like Obsession. Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. At first, fans thought it was fake or just a troll leak. But after her body was found, those words hit different. They sounded like a confession, and the coincidences kept stacking. His breakout hit Romantic Homicide dropped on Celeste's birthday back in 2022. The lyric, then his 2025 video One More Dance had visuals of him dragging a body into a trunk. Once seen as edgy artistry, now it looked like a straight reenactment of what happened to Celeste. The streets were asking, was this art or was this man confessing in plain sight? While cops were taking their sweet time, the internet had already built a case. Fans tracked his movements, dug up pics of him near her block, even found TikTok comments from February 2024 accusing him of messing with a 13-year-old girl. One streamer broke down the chaos bluntly.
There's a lot of theories and misunderstood things floating around right now. I mean, you have people like XQC who are investigating this on stream, and it's probably not the best source, as well as people who are just straight up making things up or posting misinformation.
But no matter how much noise was mixed in, one thing was clear. Every so-called coincidence pointed straight back to him. For fans, this whole thing was a gut punch. They'd seen him as the Fortnite kid turned superstar, clean and relatable. table. Now, they were staring at screenshots, photos and bars that painted him like a predator. Social media was on fire. One viral post said it raw. He's 20 and she was 15, he's a pedophile and a murderer. Others tried to play it cautious, saying he hadn't officially been charged, but brands ain't waiting on court papers. Crocs and Hollister dropped him, collaborators backed out, and even artists who used to rock with him, like Jason Theween, flipped on him.
I feel like I need to speak on this, okay? Be serious for a minute, because the narrative that's been spun on Twitter. First off, I want to retract my statement. Obviously, the other day, I was defending David. Before all the new evidence came out, I do not condone anything that David has done or is doing, okay? That is wicked and it's just unbelievable. It's been a lot to process.
By October 2025, the receipts had piled so high it felt like the internet had built its own unofficial case file. Discord chats, iCloud leaks, live streams, lyrics, it was all laid out. While police still worked on drives and Tesla logs, the public already had its verdict. To them, this wasn't just about a body in a trunk. It was about a whole digital trail of obsession and control that ended in tragedy. For Celeste's family, every screenshot that dropped was another wound. Not only did it fuel the world's obsession with her story, it proved what they feared. This all could have been stopped if the signs weren't ignored. The discovery and the shocking footage. On September 8th, 2025, LAPD stumbled on something straight nightmare fuel. In the trunk of a black Tesla Model 3, the whip sitting abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, they found the decomposed, dismembered remains of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Shorty had been missing over a year. And the kicker? That Tesla was registered to none other than rising artist David, the romantic homicide kid who'd just blown up from gaming montages to worldwide tours. Overnight, his name wasn't about sad boy anthems no more. It was tied to one of the craziest cases the industry's ever seen. It all started back on August 26, 2025. Neighbors in the hills peeped a black Tesla sitting there, unmoved, just collecting dust. Day after day, it ain't budge. People even complained about some funky smell drifting out of nowhere, something dead. Folks figured it was maybe a raccoon, a coyote, something like that. But when the city finally towed the car to a yard on Mansfield and Romaine, tow yard workers popped the frunk, and that's when the whole vibe changed. Inside, wrapped tight in plastic, weighing just 71 pounds after weeks of rot, they found her torso and head. She still had her clothes on, black leggings, a tube top, jewelry intact. But the detail that froze investigators, the tattoo on her finger, inked across in delicate script. Same exact tattoo David got on, his own finger. What used to look like a quirky celeb tat now read like a sick signature. By September 10th, dental records and fingerprints made it official. The body was Celeste. This was a girl who'd first been reported missing way back in April 2024 when she was just 13. She had a habit of running away before, so cops and even some family thought she might pop back up eventually. But this time, she never came home. Flyers went up. Family begged for help. Her name floated around the block, but her trail went cold. Now here she was, discovered in the trunk of a celebrity's Tesla. And that left the whole city, the whole internet, asking how she ended up in his car. How long was she stashed there? Was this some accident gone left, or was somebody trying to cover up a murder? Then came the videos, the kind of clips that go viral before police even finish their press release. First was dash cam footage from the tow yard. You see the Tesla, police tape all around, body bag getting pulled out the front, flashing lights, chaos in the background, even what looked like a scuffle going down near the car. It ain't show her death, but the vibe was haunting enough. For the internet, it was all they needed to tie the dots. Then leaked CCTV from his Hollywood Hills rental popped up. Neighbors swore they saw suspicious movements at night, bags being dragged across the yard on the night Celeste supposedly vanished. LAPD ain't released those officially, but YouTube, TikTok, and X had them clips dissected frame by frame like it was a Versus battle. Another grainy liquor store video surfaced from Lake Elsinore, her hometown. The clip showed a girl, her sister confirmed it was Celeste, in a hoodie and white pants, slipping into a waiting car. If legit, that put her in contact with him way earlier than the public ever knew. Each video wasn't just evidence, it was fuel to a fire that was already burning out of control. Once the body got ID'd, mainstream media couldn't stay quiet. NBC News ran with the grim details. USA Today said she'd been dead for weeks before they found her. Fox LA even pulled in her ex-boyfriend for interviews about her rough home life. Meanwhile, YouTube channels and Twitch streamers had a field day. Court TV and ABC7 dropped their straight-faced breakdowns, but big names online treated it like primetime entertainment. One viral streamer asked the question out loud.
Maybe it was stolen and used to discard Celeste's body. Maybe someone David knew had access to it. Or could David himself know more about what happened than he's letting on?
This was The Split, verified news trying to stay official, while the internet streets cooked their own theories. Wild, messy, and everywhere. But what really set people off were the connections stacking up. Celeste's friends already said she had a boyfriend named David when she went missing. The Tesla, the tattoo, it was adding up ugly. Then fans re-listened to his catalog. That romantic homicide bar didn't hit like a sad boy anthem anymore. It hit like a straight-up confession. Even crazier, the track dropped on her birthday. His video, One More Dance, dropped in February 2025, showing him dragging a body into a trunk. Back then, people said it was dark art. Now, it looked like a foreshadow of the very crime scene that shocked LA. Then the unreleased Celeste demo resurfaced, full of obsession bars and control. It wasn't just coincidence anymore. To a lot of people, it was evidence hidden in plain sight. By late September, the streets wanted answers. Bad. LAPD raided his crib, scooped up encrypted drives, even found hidden cameras disguised as household stuff. Forensics was tearing apart Tesla logs, checking timestamps for when the frunk was last opened. Still, no official cause of death dropped. No charges filed. Dude hadn't even been arrested. But the people, they already hit verdict mode. Threads popped up calling him a groomer, a manipulator, a killer. His old posts got flooded with snake emojis, accusations, and rage. At a vigil, one mourner summed it up for everybody. By the end of September 2025, the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez wasn't just some Hollywood tragedy anymore. It had turned into a cultural earthquake. The internet was split between detective mode and outrage, while cops were still trying to piece it all together. LAPD kept claiming the case was active, that they were on it, but in the streets, folks were side-eyeing the whole process, thinking the badge was moving slow because of who was involved. Detectives had locked in on 4 main areas. Tesla data logs. They pulled the whip's black box and nav history, trying to retrace everywhere the Tesla been before it got left in the hills, even looking at timestamps for when that frunk opened and closed. Forensic evidence. With the body decomposed so bad, they still ain't dropped no official cause of death, but forensic teams were picking through DNA, fibers, and whatever residue was left on the plastic and inside the trunk. Electronics seized. When they raided his Hollywood rental, they came up with encrypted hard drives, iPads, even hidden cams tucked into everyday objects. Tech teams still trying to crack into all that, and the streets already speculating about what type of footage or convos might be inside. Timeline reconstruction. Cops lining up witness statements, Discord messages, leaked clips, and CCTV, trying to build a clean timeline of Celeste's last days. But despite all that, no homicide charge. As of October 2025, David ain't even been cuffed, just his name all over the news, tied to a Tesla turned coffin.
It's an ongoing investigation. We have a lot of resources dedicated to bringing it to a conclusion.
That's what really got the public heated. The fact that no charges dropped yet. Legal heads tried to cool people down, explaining why it ain't that simple.
In order for there to be a prosecution, law enforcement has to find some key pieces of information when it comes to a potential homicide. First, they actually need to figure out if it's a homicide or not, and the autopsy report will help give them that. Then they have to figure out the who and the how in order to bring charges.
Basically, just because the body was in his car don't mean he pulled the trigger, legally speaking. But for Celeste's family, that sounded like stalling. To them, every day without charges felt like the system protecting a celeb instead of a child. Some experts even hinted others might have been involved, like maybe people in his circle helped move her body or cover up her disappearance. If true, the case could stretch wider than just him. Legal analysts been floating what charges might stick if prosecutors pull the trigger. Statutory rape, sexual exploitation of a minor. She was 13 when it allegedly started. Any type of sexual activity would have been illegal, period. Child endangerment. If he had her living with him, hiding from her fam, that's another strike. Murder or manslaughter. If forensics can show he directly caused her death. Obstruction of justice, improper disposal of remains. If he or his people tried to cover it up by dumping her body in the Tesla. Every one of those charges got a different burden of proof. And that's why prosecutors moving so slow. They know once they step to court, a defense lawyer gonna fight tooth and nail. But while law was dragging its feet, the industry wasn't waiting. They moved fast. Crocs dropped him. Hollister cut the collabs. Kali Uchis features pulled off platforms. Festivals blurred his name off flyers. Europe tour dates got quietly postponed. Labels even started wiping his promo from sites. His bag got cut off almost overnight. And the fans, they weren't just canceling him. They were dissecting his whole catalog like it was crime scene evidence. Bars that once sounded poetic now came across as confessions. The world wasn't seeing Celeste as some missing girl no more. She became a symbol. The face of a case that demanded justice no matter who stood in the way. reactions from Celeste's family, friends, and the public. When they confirmed the body in that Tesla was Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the story shifted. It wasn't just about a crime scene anymore. It was about a daughter, a sister, a homegirl from the block who ain't make it back. And the way people reacted, from her family, her classmates, her city, all the way to the internet, turned this case into more than a tragedy. For Celeste's fam, September 10th, 2025, was the day hope officially died. Her mom's, Mercedes Martinez, had been holding on for over a year, praying her daughter would come walking back through that door. But the dental records proved otherwise. Her brother Matthew confirmed what internet sleuths had already suspected. The family knew Celeste was messing with an older dude named David. He said he remembered her getting scooped up in that same Tesla where her body was later found. But it got even more twisted. Mercedes got a call one time, some unknown voice telling her to stop posting about Celeste being missing, saying she's fine and to take the posts down.
And that source went on to explain that at one point someone allegedly called Celeste's mother and told her to stop looking for her daughter, saying she was fine, and instructed the family to take down social media posts about Celeste being missing.
That call spooked the family. They thought maybe posting less would keep Celeste safe. Now that decision feels like a move they can't ever undo. Her half-sis Jennifer described her as bubbly, extra mature for her age, but also troubled, running away, skipping classes, sneaking into a grown man's world the family couldn't pull her out of. What made their pain worse was the sense the system failed her. The family swore they told LAPD about David before, but cops waved it off due to lack of evidence. So now, they ain't just grieving, they're furious. Her friends told the same story from a different angle. Celeste was fun-loving but distracted, always talking about a rapper from LA. By 2024, she was half living two lives, one in school, one hidden. Classmates said she dropped little hints about being in Hollywood, chilling with someone older. Some thought she was exaggerating, but when she went missing in April 2024, those same friends were posting flyers and searching socials. No answers. By the time her body was ID'd, the grief hit heavy. Her friends filled timelines with tribute posts, old pics, and shout-outs to her smile. Lake Elsinore as a whole was shook. The idea that one of their own, a teenager from the block, ended up dead in a Tesla linked to a rising star, folks were mad. Parents demanded answers. Nationwide, people were locked in because it spoke to something bigger: the dangers of celebs having unchecked access to young fans online. Psychotherapists like Dr. Janie Lacey spelled it out clear.
There's a power imbalance that existed when celebrities in particular, especially those like David that have significant social media following, they hold a considerable influence over their admirers.
Online, the hashtags told the story. #JusticeForCeleste and #CancelDavid were trending. Most folks were done with him. Some tried to pump the brakes, saying he hasn't been charged. But with all the Discord leaks, iCloud pics, and bars in his lyrics lining up, defending him made you look crazy. Brands cut him loose instantly. Crocs, Hollister, even Kali Uchis started removing their collab from streaming. And artists who once stood by him, like Jason the Ween, made public exits saying they couldn't co-sign his name no more. Mainstream media was locked in, but it was really the internet driving the narrative. YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitch streamers, everybody was eating off this case, breaking down every detail like it was an episode of CSI. Some creators stayed on receipts, pulling from transcripts and verified docs. Others leaned heavy into conspiracy land. That's why misinformation started spreading as fast as the facts. But the truth ain't matter. The perception was set. To most people, the imagery in his songs and videos wasn't metaphor anymore. It was confession dressed as art. Still, so many questions left unanswered. Cause of death. Was she murdered, or did she pass under other circumstances? Timeline. Exactly when did she die? How long was she in that Tesla before it got towed? Who else was involved? Was it all him, or did homies in his circle help stash the body? Motive. If foul play was involved, was it an accident gone wrong, a loss of control, or something way more sinister? Digital evidence. What's really on those hard drives? And could there be other victims he was talking to online? Till those blanks get filled in, speculation gonna keep running wild. Celeste's family been vocal, straight up saying LAPD failed her. They claimed they warned cops about David back in 2024, but those reports were shrugged off. Now that's why people don't trust the system. On TikTok and X, you see it everywhere. Folks saying if this was a random dude from the block, he'd be in jail already. But because he had fame, he's still out here walking free. Celeste's tragedy turned into a bigger conversation. It wasn't just about one artist and one victim. It was about how easily young fans can get pulled into dangerous situations when fame, clout, and social media collide. Experts said this loud. Kids on Discord or IG got direct access to their idols now, and that access can be weaponized. Celeste being allegedly groomed from 12 shows how fast that can spiral when nobody's watching. Through all that noise, the family still had to prepare for a funeral. They dropped a GoFundMe for help with costs, and it spread like wildfire. Donations poured in, not just from locals, but from strangers worldwide who felt her story. Memorials popped up both in Lake Elsinore and at the Hollywood tow yard where her remains were found. Flowers, candles, handwritten letters. People pulled up to pay respects even if they ain't know her personally. In the public's eyes, David groomed her, kept it secret, rapped about it in plain sight, and may have even foreshadowed the end. Whether or not a judge convicts, his career's already buried. His tours, canceled, endorsements, pulled, music being torn apart line by line for hidden meaning. And for fans who once vibed with his songs, it's impossible to hear them the same again. At the end of the day, strip away the headlines, the conspiracy theories, the brand drama, and it comes down to this. A young girl is gone. Her family, her friends, her city, they're left with a hole no investigation or hashtag can fix. As the investigation drags on, Celeste's fam still waits, and David's career hangs on a thread, likely never bouncing back even if he dodges charges. And whether the truth comes out in a courtroom or just stays alive in the streets, Celeste's name ain't fading. It's etched into every conversation about celebrity, clout, and the dangers of the digital age. If you enjoyed this video, click on the videos on your screen for more.